I have been considering writing a book, which I am going to complete. I am going to do that. But I was going to do it anonymously until now. And I'm like, you know what? I really believe in what you're doing in your community. I want more women to be a part of this, to know that they're not alone in this journey, that there is help out there, not to be ashamed, not to, we see you. And I think at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants, is they want to be seen, heard, validated. And you brought that to so many women. So here I am, out of my comfort zone. I'm not a public speaker. I'm just a mom, a grandma, I have these certifications, but I do have life experience. And that's what I can share with everybody, the what worked and what didn't work, what nearly killed me. And so here we are.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for being here. I know, like you said before we started here, you're like, it's out of my comfort zone. And it's mind-boggling for me to even hear you say that, because you look like a natural. You're like, let's go. And it's our self-limiting beliefs. It's what we've been told when we were growing up, right? What we've heard. We were just talking about what my mom said. And, it's the things that were told to us when we were young. And then that's what we keep. And unfortunately, our subconsciousness has it. Even though you may not think about it, it's still there. And then what happens is we act upon our past self-limiting beliefs. And
exactly. Well, you know what? I love all these women in this community. I feel like I'm bonded for life with them. We just share, we share so much. It's a safe space. We share a lot about our personal lives that because that affects our health. And that's why we're here, is to be healthy, be the best version of ourselves. So I've grown to love these people like my family.
Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Lift and Shine podcast. This is your host, Coach C, and I am joined yet again with the beautiful Christine Crane. Christine, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad we're here again to clear up some things.
Yes, and I appreciate you so much. We were just talking about how this is not something out of your comfort zone. And I want to say how proud that I am to be your coach, how honored I am that we've been in alignment and connected with, like, universe. We're talking about that in the group call today, like universe always has our backs. And you came into my life, not, for me to help you, but for you to help me too. And I absolutely love that about you. I love that about our community. We're just talking about that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Let's just go right into it and clear up some.
Let's do it.
So the first question, some of the comments that came up on YouTube and on some of the social media platforms is, I don't understand, how did keto ruin your body? It doesn't make sense to me, because you're a low calorie deficit, you're eating healthy. So can you explain a little bit more in depth at what exactly happened to your body because you were on keto for so long?
All right, let's start with, first, again, I didn't do this with the guidance of anybody. I uploaded Carb Manager and said, I want to lose as much weight as possible, the quickest I can. And literally, I had to go back to Carb Manager, and you're gonna cringe when you hear these numbers. I was literally they set my macros at 63% fat, 12% of carbs, and 25% protein. And I think I was at 2,000 calories. I can't remember the calories they set me at, but I was thinking, because I was seeing all this stuff online about, calorie deficit, I'm thinking I'm going to go lower than that. So I was like, maybe I was happy with myself if I was doing 1,200 calories, 1,400 calories. And I would follow that fat content because that's how keto works, is the fat is what burns your fat. And when all that fat is not good for you, I called my doctor because I had another issue that I lost my mammogram and stuff. So I was like, well, I'm going to ask the nurse if she has time, because I like Rebecca. I said, if Rebecca has some time, could she give me a call? Because I can't remember when I was going through the whole intestinal issue I had, what she told me. And so she did call me. And I asked her, again, what those long-term effects of keto why it did what it did to my body. And she said, there's a lot of studies out, long-term keto, it's very harmful because one, it's all that saturated fat, and it raises your bad LDL cholesterol. It can potentially cause heart disease, nutrient deficiencies. That was my issue. I was depriving my body of fiber. So for 2 years, I didn't even have a normal bowel movement. And so the lining of my intestines got so weak. And I had so much pain. I mean, I started lifting. I wanted to lift. Well, I did it, I was seeing a trainer here, and I was lifting for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and I started feeling this immense pain. And I thought it was uterine. I thought, you know what, maybe at my age I need a hysterectomy. You know what, I'm way past baby making stage. So I went to my OBGYN. It wasn't my uterus. She called me 9:30 at night because she sent me for tests. And she goes, I don't know what I'm looking at, but this is ugly. You need to get to the emergency room right now. Something's wrong with your intestines. She goes, this is not my expertise. So she goes, I'm waiting for, and this is 9:30 at night. And my son was living here at the time, and I was watching his sick dog, and I had dogs of my own. And I'm thinking, I can't just pick up and go to the emergency room. She goes, give me a few minutes. I'm going to call the radiologist one more time so I know what I'm looking at. And I want to say it was 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock at night. He said, you're okay right now. No need to go to the emergency room, but we're ordering more tests, and we're sending you to the Nevada Cancer Institute. So then I started getting a little freaked out. I was like, okay, so I went there, and they were looking at the results from my previous test, and they're like, we may have to take a portion of your intestines out. And I was like, oh no. And so when I told them my story about the ketogenic diet and the 200 pounds, because they were all excited first that I was so healthy, not on any medications at my age, and I was too. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I don't take any medications at 58. But when I told them that I was on
58 years young, 58 years, like she does not look it. I just want to announce that. Yes,
I feel it. I feel every bit of it.
Okay, but I want everyone to know too that age. Listen, if right now you're in your 50s, you're like, it's over. It's not over. It's not over.
It's just beginning for me. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so then I had to go in for another test, a colonoscopy, and that's I got lectures from every doctor in the institute. My anesthesiologist gave me a lecture because that long-term keto, a lot of studies, because it has so many effects on your organs. My doctor was saying it can induce these aged cells that can harm the kidney and your heart. And I'm like, oh God, I did this for 2 years. I did it hard. I don't do anything kind of middle of the road. I go all in when I do something. So of course that's why you see my macros down when I did it. So, once they got in there, they realized it was 2 holes, and thank God it was on the inside. If it had been on the outside of my intestine, I wouldn't be telling the story. I would have been gone. I would have been dead. So they were able to administer medication while I was under, and it healed. I couldn't lift for about 6 to 8 months, and I'm fine now. But and I don't want to say short-term keto does have some good effects, but that's the thing, is not many people do short-term. They think, they're going to live their lifestyle like this, and it's hard to get out of. I'm not going to lie. Even till I met you, I still I wouldn't eat certain carbs because in my mind or fruit. In my mind I was saying I can live on berries. That's all I ate on keto. But now, like I said, I had a pineapple not too long ago, and I've been missing out. Your body needs those whole foods. It needs fruits and vegetables. And yeah, you still have to watch your caloric intake, because you can't just eat, whatever the case may be, and think you're going to. No, you have to do it in reason. And that's why where you come in is so important, because to have somebody to give you those macros and guide you is priceless. So
Thank you, Christine. Thanks for
mhm,
sharing that. And I wrote a couple notes here because I want to touch base on things that are super important that you shared
mhm,
is nutrient
mhm, mhm,
deficiency. First language is
deficiency.
déficience avec moi, c'est en français. Okay, on parle français maintenant. so, so people think it's like you said, the low calories
Mhm,
and macros. Correct.
right,
But you could be hitting all your macros without actually eating the right nutritional value. So it's
exactly.
not just your macro, and
Mhm,
that's important in my program. It's the micronutrients.
mhm,
And when people are like,
mhm,
wait, I've never heard micro. All of a sudden it's like, whoa, like macro, you see your macros all the time, but nobody talks
mhm,
about micronutrients, meanings your minerals, your vitamins. And those are all the things that come from the fruits, the vegetables, your
mhm,
fiber.
right.
All of that is as important as your macros and your caloric intake.
Mhm,
So when you want to start a weight loss, think about, and this is where I'm going to ask you now. So, okay, it's important the nutrition that you need it in your diet.
mhm.
Um, what was the mindset shift that you had to have? Not at the beginning of your journey. We're not, because I feel like we kind of talked about that last time. Like
Right.
the initial mindset shift, you had to
Mhm,
just say, okay, I'm all in. It's that or I'm going to die.
mhm,
Like that was the
right.
mindset shift.
Mhm,
Now, what was the mindset shift that you had to take when you joined my program? When I said to you, hey, you're going to have to eat some carbs. And we slowly,
mhm.
gradually incorporate more carbs into your diets. But what was the mindset shift from going keto to a balanced, wholesome diet?
Okay, well, first you inspired me so much to even learn more about nutrition. Just starting with you, because I had to go to my why again. Now my why has shifted a little bit. Yeah, before it was I want longevity. I want to, I had this new grandbaby, and I wanted to see him. He was my why. I wanted to see him grow up. And now, I mean, that's still in place, but now I want to build muscle, and I want that next transformation. So I'm semi-intelligent, so I know that my nutrients, the nutrition has got to change. So I had to just keep telling myself I had to trust. I had to put my trust in you, and just do it. And that's the thing when you join any kind of community like this, or any kind of commit to a life, change journey, you have to really want it. If you
Mm,
don't want I had a friend who's like, I really want to do this, but I don't think I can afford it, and it's kind of expensive. And I'm going to just say this. I didn't say this to her, but I'm going to say, if we as women just added up all the superfluous little things that we spend money on in a month,
mm,
and look at that number, far
mm.
supersedes what you're charging for and this is your life, this is your health. This, invest in yourself. As women, we don't do that. We always invest in other people. We take care of other people. You know um, we spend money on other people instead of ourselves. It's time we take care of ourselves, and put the money back into to your health, your longevity. Make yourself feel good for a little bit. So I
I,
don't think it's a waste of money. I don't think it's an expense that shouldn't be made.
yeah. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel,
Hmm.
and that's something that comes up a lot for me
Hmm.
as a coach. And, people want to come and they're like, well, like the price. And I want to talk, like, how much is your health worth? One.
Hmm.
And two, when you go to a car dealership and you want a car, you're going to invest in the car that will last you a long time. The
Exactly.
car that provides the service that
Hmm.
you want. You're not going to invest in a piece of junk, right? So this is the thing. It's like cheap investments equals cheap results. And how many
Right.
times people, including myself,
Hmm.
$30 a month apps, right? Like those don't work because it's a cheap investment. And then this is where I can talk about, because I also do business coaching. So this I can
Hmm.
really go all in. It's like, it's the psychology of it
Hmm.
too. If you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to actually do the work. It's a fact. If
Exactly.
I gave free coaching to everybody, nobody would do it
Hmm.
because they're like, oh, well, it's free. But if you're like, oh, I invested in that, I'm going to put the work in, you're going to get the results.
Exactly.
I appreciate you, and my time is valuable, as is yours, and I feel
Mhm.
like people need to understand too. It's the coaching aspect. It's the nutrition, like not just
Mhm.
nutrition and
Mhm.
fitness. It's the whole package, and I appreciate you and every single one of my clients who have invested in themselves, and that's why I
Mhm.
take it so. I go all in into
Mhm.
their program. Like, let's do this. Like, you've invested in this, let's go all in. So,
Right.
thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate
Well,
that.
and you've built a community. It's not, they get the benefit too of other women that are going through the same issues, whether it be their health or in their marriage, or
Mm.
you bring us together as a unit that, hey, because it's all connected. Because whenever we're stressed or we're feeling bored or whatever, we tend to go to food. And so having a community where you can at any point text one of us, or okay, can I give you a phone call? I got this. We're here, and that's what's nice about what you're doing.
Thank
So
you.
here I
Thank you.
am putting myself out there again.
I appreciate that. And it's also, I feel, and listen, if you're listening to this and you don't want me to, like, you want someone else,
Mhm.
great. Know that coaches, myself, we
Mhm.
went through years of
Yeah.
education. We've invested in our knowledge,
Mhm.
in ourselves in order to give back. It's just like doctors, like fact. I'm going to put
Exactly.
myself out there and say, I'm like a doctor because I
Yeah.
save lives. I extend your lifespan. So
Mhm.
understand it's super, super important. Sarah, one of the clients are saying, future coach Christine. I see it. I see it. Ah, yes, yes.
Oh, we'll see.
Too. I love that. I love it. Yeah, and listen, I've actually helped past clients become coaches. So this is
Mhm.
the thing. This journey, and I love what you said, is a life journey. If you
Mhm.
think of it as a diet and it's for 6 months,
Mhm.
I'm going to diet and lose the weight and that's it. It's not the right program for you. If
Not
you
gonna work. Yeah.
like, I'm going to change my life around. I'm going to change my habits. I'm going to change my
Mhm.
way of thinking. I'm going to wake up every day feeling happy. Like
Yeah,
when you, it's the whole thing.
it is.
All
And
right.
I would suggest somebody just taking baby steps before you make a commitment. If you think you're on the fence and you don't want to give up your habits or whatever, do first give up at least preservatives. Let's throw away all the packaged stuff in the pantry. Let's stop doing fast food and see how
Good.
you feel. Yeah, and see how you feel at the end of those couple weeks. If you feel better, you are worth the investment. Let's start changing your life a little bit. Let's go a little further and eat a little bit, healthier, and give you some recipes that are not only delicious, but they fuel your body. You feel better. I I feel the best. I swear I have never felt this good in my life. I have never slept like this. I just thought I had a genetic insomnia thing. I don't know, because my mom never slept. So I'm thinking, okay, this is my life. I'm just not gonna sleep. I'll have 2 to 4 hours and I'll have to just figure it out. I the other night I slept like 10 hours. I'm like, wait a minute, my dog was nudging me to go outside. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I and so let's talk about the sleep. There's
Mhm,
also a couple points too. The points I want to bring up. So if you're listening live or you're
mhm.
listening on the replay, this is what we're going to talk about now: is the sleep, the all or nothing mentality, and then bowel movement. Because this is so important to
Yeah.
know. It's not people come into this weight
Mhm.
loss because they want to lose weight, they want to be
Yeah.
skinny. Like this, that's one. You have to reprogram, reframe your why. Why do you
Mhm.
want to do this? Not just the looking aspect, because
Mhm.
that's not going to get you motivated to get out of
Exactly.
bed in the morning when you feel like shit, pardon my
Mhm.
French. To get you motivated is having a really deep why. Like for you it was, I need to do this or I'm going to die. And
Yeah.
so if right now you're
Exactly.
over 200 pounds, you need to do this for your health. You need to do this for
Mhm.
your kids. You need to do this for your lifeline. Like, I get so passionate about this. Sometimes I just want to shake people and be like, you are not going to live a long life if you
Yeah.
continue this way. And it's very
No.
sad. Very sad.
And everybody needs to know you're worth it. You're worth the effort. You're worth the expense. You know, um, don't sell yourself short because you think it's, I'm too overweight to get it I'm living proof you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was an easy journey, because it's not. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But thankfully for me, I didn't have any other issues. And I'm not a drinker or a smoker or a drug user. So I had that on my side. That helped me tremendously, that, all I had to really focus on was the one thing. But it can be done,
It can.
little habits.
I'm going to challenge you on, you said, yes, little habits, like small, like
Mm-hmm.
little by little, and the talking to yourself, mindset. This is our program. We do a lot of mindset
Mm-hmm.
work. Like today, we had a guided meditation to
Yeah.
release, let go, and just feel centered and zen. Because if you're constantly in stress
Mm-hmm.
mode, anxiety, it's going to be very difficult for you to lose weight. But I'm going to challenge you when you said it was hard. It was hard because you went in that all or nothing mentality.
I did. The perfectionism. And that is a
Mm,
trauma response.
true.
Perfectionism is a trauma response. So again, I had to face all that trauma from not only just my marriage, but childhood trauma that kept me, you have to release all that. You have to try to release it, and every day remind yourself that, you know what, it doesn't serve me anymore. It's time to let it go. I know it sounds crazy, but if you can just every morning take a deep breath and let go of what doesn't serve you anymore, and have that fresh, you know, outlook on life every single morning, it helps. It really does.
Yeah. I love
Hmm.
that you shared that. If right now you feel stuck, first thing morning,
Hmm.
how do you wake up in the morning? How do you talk to yourself in the morning? Do you wake
Hmm.
up stressed, anxious, rushing to work? Or do you take the time to take some deep breaths, get
Yeah.
ready, drink your water, not your coffee, have a water, refresh, replenish? So those are all the things that, when you hire a coach, when you're in a program like this, these are all the things that you have to start implementing in
Yeah.
order to lose the weight and really maintain up and to feel good. So I feel now, you said it was hard, but I feel now, do you find it hard, this journey right now?
No. No, I'm enjoying every minute of it. I really love it. But I have to backtrack a little. Part of getting past a lot of it was, I had to change a lot of my routine. Not only my
Mm,
morning routine, my night routine, but I had to connect. And for me, what was a lifesaver is connecting with nature, being
mm,
outside, grounding myself with nature. I'm a tree hugger anyway. I love to hike. I love to be outdoors. So doing that again really kind of solidified everything for me, and kept me on the right track. So that's what helped me. Like I said, I don't have certification or anything. I can just tell you what worked for me, what didn't work for me. Journaling worked for me, kind of writing my feelings out instead of going to the pantry or to the refrigerator. Um, there's little things that you can do to get your mind back on track, so you don't fall back into bad habits.
thank you. And
Mhm.
about nature, we had that talk in our group call this
Mhm.
morning about, for me, sometimes I may
Mhm.
not have lost 200 pounds, but we have the same,
Mhm.
like we have the same challenges. I've struggled with an eating disorder for 15 years.
Yeah,
Like
I did too.
the all or nothing mentality
Mhm.
too. What's helped me, and I'll ask you what's helped you to go from all or nothing to balance. And somebody right now that's listening, like, I cannot stop binge eating. Like I was there where I
Mhm.
could not stop binge eating. I thought something was wrong with me. And I just want you to know right now, if you're listening, there's nothing wrong with you.
No.
And you're going to be like, I've never heard a coach say this, but go outside. If right now you're
Awesome.
binge eating, you're stressed, go
Mhm.
outside to nature, hug a
Mhm.
tree, look at the
Yes.
birds. Just I
Mhm.
have chills. There's like an eagle flying, like this giant
Yeah.
bird is like flying right here in
Yeah.
front of me. Like just look outside and look at nature and the
Mhm.
magic that you can see, and just feel grounded and
Yeah.
balance yourself, and know that everything is going to be
Mhm.
okay. Because binge eating comes from past trauma, comes from stress, from anxiety. So once you really release that, and that may be the hardest part, is to be aware of it, what's going on, release it, which is, by the way, things that I do in my retreat, which, ladies, March 2026, everyone's going to be there. We're also going to have a transformation show, which we were just talking about with Christine, because she's going to be there. So at the retreats, we release what no longer serves you, so you can truly feel at peace, centered, and balanced in your weight loss. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, and I know a lot of people have told me I'm not a nature person. I hate the outdoors. It's too, and I live in Las Vegas, so it's hot here. I get that. Then find something that works for you. I've gotten in the car and drove my dogs to the beach. I went to California to get you know what? I won't go in the ocean because I'm not going to get in there with the sharks, but I love water. And it's funny that I gravitate to water because I'm a fire sign. So, but water calms me. So find what calms you, and if you say, well, there's nothing, there's gotta be something, and then turn to breathing techniques. Tapping is another thing that can try to calm your nerves a little. And there's so many different methods out there that can work to help with anxiety and depression or whatever it is you're going through. Although if you have depression, I suggest a therapist. I wouldn't want to guide you through anything like that. But if it's just eating, there's so many different methods you can use to get your mind off of food.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's again, and everybody's different. What do you enjoy? One thing I want you to, like, I'm going to ask everybody right now, like, what is one thing that you can do every single day that brings you joy? What is it? And for me, it's literally leaving my phone here and going for a walk with the little Zoopster. I said the W word. He might hear me and start going out.
Looks like you're going for a walk.
Yeah, I have it in my schedule. And not only is it good for him, it's good for me. It's a reset. I leave my phone here. I go, I enjoy, and I'm present. I'm present. I was just telling my community, like yesterday, I was present, and he kept pulling me somewhere. I'm like, why are you keep going? And then all of a sudden, this giant feather shows up like this. I'm like, I'm not like, that must have been a giant bird. Like, just magical things will appear when you really recenter yourself and do things that make you happy. Don't do things that don't bring you joy. Even in your weight loss, you're like, my mom used to do this Herbalife, and she would put me on Herbalife, and you're drinking 3 shakes a day, you're starving yourself, and lose the weight.
Right.
That's not enjoyable. That is not enjoyable.
Right. No, it's not.
Things you enjoy, eat foods you enjoy. Like now, Christine Green is trying new recipes in the app.
Oh yeah.
I see you.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm not going to lie. And I'm enjoying what I'm eating for the first time in I don't know how long. So yeah, it's been eye-opening for sure. But I am gonna build that muscular body I want, and I'm not gonna stop until I get there. Hopefully it'll be by March, but we're not gonna put a timetable on it. We're just gonna fuel our body, with
baby steps,
proper nutrition, and work out every day, and it'll happen. So
I love that you said we're not going to put a timeline on it, because a lot of coaches will say by December you're going to lose 30 pounds. Let's do. What happens is when you get there and you don't get to your goal, you give up. You're like, well, I didn't get there. Right. I'm not on my way. So if you, yes, it's important to set goals, but be mindful that life may happen. You may not get there, and be okay with not getting there, and just keep going, keep taking steps. Because if you give up, that's when you're not going to get to your goal. And then you'll be upset because you didn't work towards yourself. So I
stalled for 2 years. Before I met you, I was stagnant for 2 years, and I kept going to my doctor. Can we do a hormone test? Can we do this test? She's like, Christine, we did every blood work panel we can do on you. You're fine. You're perfect. Your blood's perfect. You've lost like 7 pounds since March. I think it was in July. She says, you're 58. Give yourself some grace. You're doing fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. But again, I wanted that instant. I wanted that, what the body I had in my mind. And I just had to finally say, you know what, you're going to get that. There's no doubt I'm going to get it. It's just, I've got to be kind to myself in the process. I've got to, And that's when I finally found you. It was like, okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to do it the right way. And yeah, got nothing else to lose. I wasn't going to go back to the old me. So I knew that I would never go back to those old habits. I knew the ketogenic diet wasn't anything I could go back to either. So I needed help. I was stuck with nutrition, and I knew that was my problem. I think we talked about that when I first met you. I knew nutrition was my issue.
And
So
and that's why when you're starting a weight loss too, you have to also understand
mhm,
where your struggle is. Like, what is your
mhm,
struggle? Is it nutrition? Is it fitness? Is it mindset?
mhm.
Is it maybe it's everything? Maybe you're like just like I'm lost, I can't, and that's okay.
Yeah,
It's taking steps, baby steps, and we won't have enough time to talk about bowel movement because I want to talk about this super important. So, Christine, I'm just going to ask you: would you be open to joining me again next Friday?
absolutely. Sure.
Okay.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
And whoever is inspired by her, drop some fire emojis in the comments. And who wants to see more of her, because I feel that, your journey can inspire other women, but to also go about it the right way. And we
Mhm,
also wanted to, I know we had a couple of notes that we want to mention, but I want to talk about time. Like, how much time is it going to take us? We're like, okay, like I just want quick. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's going to take time. It's going to take time,
yeah.
especially with you, with what happened with your
Mhm,
body. We have to really reset. I want to go more
mhm.
in depth with that. So we'll talk about that next time. I'm making notes for next week. Yes, all the fire emojis. Let's go. I see you. I see you. And I want to answer this question that came up. How do you convince/encourage someone to go to therapy? Christine, do you
Oh,
know?
you know, that my daughter's the therapist, so I had an uncle too that I adored. I lost him a couple years ago, but so we had psychologists and law enforcement in my family. It was always a tug of war between the two because the law enforcement guys were like, "There's nothing wrong with me," but they needed the therapy more than anybody. But, uh,
Those that say they don't need the help usually need the
yeah,
help. I just want to say we all need the help.
yeah.
Everybody needs
And
help.
there's no shame. I want people to know that there is no shame seeking out a therapist. It is the healthiest thing you could do for yourself. And it's so not only cleansing to the soul, but it'll it can save somebody's life, especially if you are truly depressed because of your weight, because of how you look. And I was there at one point. I really should have seen a therapist when I started my journey because I would not look in the mirror. I was horrified at what I saw, and I'll probably cry just thinking about it. But and I should have sought out a therapist, but I was so ashamed of myself, and I want people to know don't bring that shame anymore. Leave that shame somewhere else, because you can when it's your life, do what you can to save it. It's so precious. Time is so short. I lost seven family members in 5 years. So I know how fragile life is. And don't waste any more time. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for
Hmm.
sharing that. And it's great that you have therapists in your family. I
Hmm.
love that. And I just want to say again, like anything else, therapy may not be for you. Maybe it's a life coach. Maybe it's just talking to a friend. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. But if you have someone in your corner that you feel needs advice and guidance, as a friend, if your relationship is great with them, just say it in the kindest way. You don't have to be,
Yeah.
harsh about it. Just say it. I'm here as your friend, and I
Hmm.
advise you that maybe you may require some guidance from a
Hmm.
professional that could help you, and talk about our journey, and
Hmm.
just Christine's journey. And for me, depression runs in my family, and I know it's not, people say it's genetic or this and that, but like my uncle committed suicide, my dad committed suicide. I tried to take my own life a couple of times. Like, this is a whole other topic we can truly dive in. Me saying this where I am right now, I'm like, I I don't see thumbs up on there. I don't see myself, like, it's so crazy. It feels like it's a past life. And
Hmm.
I wish then someone had told me, hey, there's like another way of living. You can
Hmm.
truly live a happy life. You don't have to stay there. Instead of
Exactly.
being like don't cry, stop crying, don't do this. Like, don't tell them what to do. It's just giving them the guidance and saying, hey, there's another way of living. There really is. I'm speaking from experience. So yeah, that topic, I can go really deep into that. It hits home. So okay. Well, with that said, you know what? Let's, a couple more minutes. Maybe we'll just talk about the bowel movement, since you brought that up. I want to talk. Okay. Let's go back here to the fitness aspect about everything that's happened. People join, they want to lose weight, and they're forgetting that your vessel, your body, is what's holding you in your life, right? It's not the house that you live in. It's not your car. It's your body, right? So taking care of it and understanding that your organs need nutrients in order to lose the weight, in order to feel good. That's another goal you should have, is to feel good. Right. And so you talked about your bowel movement being not okay. I have past clients. Some clients are alive right now that when they joined, they didn't have a bowel movement. They're like, oh, well, I've seen doctors, and they told me nothing's wrong with me, and I guess that's just a way of life. I want to tell you right now, if you don't have a bowel movement every single day, that is not okay. One, there's nothing wrong with you. You have to just focus on your nutritions. So do you want to talk a little bit about that, Christine?
Yeah. And actually, you should be having at least 2 a day if you're eating the correct foods. So, people that tell me that they go weeks without one, I'm like shocked. I'm just literally shocked. Like, but being on keto, what it causes you to do, because not only are you putting all that fat in there, you're drinking, you're putting that what is it, that oil in your drinks and everything? Well, it clears you out, and you just have diarrhea continuously all day long. And that's where the weak intestines came from, is just 2 years of diarrhea. Yeah.
Wow. It's so important. And there, maybe, people are like, but I'm eating healthy. One, are you eating enough nutrients, as in your micronutrients, as in your fiber? Are you including fiber in your diet? Stop focusing so much, because I know people that have 3-4 protein shakes a day. I hit my protein, but are you actually getting the nutrients? No, you're hitting your macros, yes, but not your micronutrients. That's so important. And right. And then this is where the mindset shift needs to be made, where stop focusing on dropping the weight, focusing on being healthy and feeling good, and then the weight's going to drop. That's what's super important. And it's a balance. Again, it's balance. It's stop doing the all or nothing. It's a balanced, healthy lifestyle. And this way you can lose the weight, have fun with it, feel good, and never have to go on a diet again. Imagine never having to go on a diet again.
The freedom you feel from that. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. And, I know a lot of people have a sweet tooth. That wasn't my go-to as a craving. Usually it was, for me, it was salty things, salty chips and squash or whatever. But there are alternatives. You could do, with monk fruit and that is not just, everybody thinks, oh, you're going back to keto. Actually, that's heart healthy. Because if you're on a heart healthy diet, you don't eat anything white, no white sugar, no white flour, no salt. So that was from the bariatric center, is all those desserts, and they're delicious. So if you have that hankering for like a cake or something, do a mug cake. Put some protein in there and give you an extra, shot of your protein during the day. And they're delicious. You don't have to deprive yourself of really anything, eating a healthy lifestyle, leading a healthy lifestyle, eating, whole foods. You can still have that balance. You just can't eat 10 of them. That's because there's less calories.
And again, it's balance, but the balance comes from getting your internally. Are you feeling balanced within? So let's continue this conversation next week. So thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Christine, thank you so much for sharing your journey. Absolutely. I love having you on here. And I also want to celebrate you, because we started this month's challenge, and the hashtag self-love Self-love selfie. I get self-love selfie.
Girl, I'm an 80s girl. I like the makeup and I have to do my hair. She's got me sweating and oh, good Lord. I hope nobody else sees those pictures.
Look at this. Jessica Crane saying, I love you, mama. There you go. Thank
Oh,
you. Daughter for
yeah,
inspiring.
that's my girl.
Yes, 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 yes. I love this. Thank you, everybody. Destiny, hey, Mama Crane. Look at everybody coming in live. Thank you so much. You're an inspiration to so many, and I cannot wait to help more and more women who feel stuck because like we're doing this challenge, the self-love selfie challenge, it's so important to love yourself as you are right now so you can work on bettering yourself and not torturing yourself and working at the gym because you hate the body that you're in. I want you to work out. I want you to move. I want you to fuel your body because you love yourself no matter what. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Thank you again for being on here. Any final words you'd like to share?
Oh gosh. No, I just, I would like to see more people join us in this community. I think it's so important what you do, and I wouldn't be here talking about it if I didn't feel that. So, ladies, don't be bashful. Come join us. I think we got a great group of women and support each other and are there for each other, and yeah, check it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And I can't wait to see you in March for the retreat. Ladies, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend. I hope you got some value out of this. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my podcast, subscribe everywhere, share the love, spread the message. Thank you, Christine. And as I always say, peace, love, and don't forget your protein. Let's
Never.
freaking go.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.
Love you.
I love you.